Good morning, everybody. I hope you're getting ready for a great weekend. I hope everybody on Patreon is in good spirits. I hope you're all well. I worked late into the evening last night on the video that I posted around 11 o'clock last night for everyone. So if you haven't checked that out, it is still Patreon exclusive for the next, I guess, better part of 20 hours or 18 hours or something like that at this point. That was a big video to get done, but I'm glad I pushed through it. I am currently working on a part 2 to Doctor Who, so that is going to come out within the next few days as well, and that'll wrap up this Doctor Who figure retrospective as well. I was really encouraged, actually, to see how well part 1 of that did. I didn't know how well that would do. But just to kind of give you an update on what I'm working on this. Then I'm working on a real Ghostbusters themed video for Halloween, and that'll hopefully come out. My target day for that to drop, well, for you guys, it'll be Tuesday. For everybody else, it'll be Wednesday. So that'll happen then. I'm not going to tell you what the video's about, though. I just want to keep that a surprise. It was something I was going to talk to you guys about today, and for the life of me now, I can't remember what it was. I sit down in the chair and suddenly, poof, I can't think of it. Did it have to do with, I guess maybe it had to do with just the nature of the video that I was working on, but that doesn't sound right. Now I remember. It had to do with YouTube. So YouTube's changes, as you saw in the latest video, are still a big question mark. But I wanted to let you guys know that Melinda and I are trying to come up with a strategy so that we can more successfully make our case if, you know, it's dire come January 1st. We'd like to be able to more successfully make our case that Retroblasting has never been a video channel that targets children. When I say targets, I know that has a negative connotation. Simply that I mean that we don't foster a child audience. We're just simply not unsafe for children. In other words, a child can watch our videos with all of you, the parents, and there won't be anything terribly awful in our videos that you know, your kid is going to have to run screaming from the living room because of. But the Spitfire video that I just did is sort of in that strategy of trying to make videos that tie to what we do, but also are much broader, almost like mini documentaries that would not necessarily be the first thing that a child would click on. They would be something that a passionate, learned adult hobbyist would click on, or enthusiast would click on. To that end, I am going to be working on larger drops like that, larger video drops for the purposes of leading up to January. Now, that doesn't rule out what we've already been doing. So, for example, Robotech is still on schedule and we're still working on it. I still intend to do Inhumanoids and Batman the Animated Series before the end of the year. But within those drops, I'm also going to be working on things that are still retro, but they are more produced mini documentaries that tie to something more in-depth. So, like, for example, I'm working on a really big video feature, mini documentary about the career of Elizabeth Sladen, who played Sarah Jane Smith in Doctor Who. And I've pulled together all kinds of footage for it, and much like with the Spitfire video, it's going to be a bigger video. I think you'll enjoy it if you take the time to watch it. I hope you will when it comes out. I'm trying to have it done before the end of the year. And there's another video that I'm working on about the history of Tomb Raider, Lara Croft. That is, it's probably like a 20-page script going through the history of the games, the comics, the toys, all of it. And I'm hoping to have that out. That one might not get done before the end of the year, but my point is that I'm working on putting those larger projects into the production schedule so that when YouTube flips the switch, even though I think Retroblasting already has a pretty good case that we've never been a children's channel, we can point to those and say, we're definitely not a children's channel. These documentaries are safe for children to watch, but they are not pandering to children. They are not courting a child audience, and I don't think they would initially interest a child. Now, I would hope that a child who encounters them would then kind of go, oh, and then they would start watching it and get interested by the end. But in other words, it would be a level up for them. Inquisitive children are always a good thing. But my target audience is still you guys. And so I'm going to be leveling up my content to try and stave off YouTube's hits. Now, what this might do is if YouTube kind of goes wonky on us and decides, well, Retroblasting is majority child focused right now, then if they strip the ad revenue away from a lot of our existing content, then I'm going to increasingly and rapidly ramp up videos like that to start, bringing in some ad revenue because we have to keep the lights on at the studio. That's why you guys are so important because, and I know I say this a lot, but I can't overstate it enough, is that operating a YouTube channel at this level, with this level of consistency, it goes beyond the funding of, the day job, because the day job has to keep the roof on the house, it has to keep the bills paid, the food coming in, it has to, feed the cats, it has to do all of that stuff, pay the insurance costs on the cars, everything like that. And so once you, as you know, once you get past that, it's like, well, what's left over for a YouTube channel? Well, at this level, because I'm not doing a YouTube channel on my phone, I'm doing it like this. So you guys are so cherished and important. But Google also has a responsibility given the model that they've set up. They could take it away from us at any time, but right now they've established an industry. They've created an industry, and so we are relying on that industry to compensate us in a reasonable way for the level of quality that we put out. And so if you guys can just continue to like and share the videos, sharing really in word of mouth is I've never understood the liking thing, the upvoting thing. I don't really know why that has, like, share, and blah, 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 and click that notification bell, and blah, blah, blah. Obviously, you guys, that's like preaching to the choir. You already have access to our video drops through a very exclusive platform. The liking and the notification bell, okay, it's really, for us, it's word of mouth, sharing and word of mouth. So if you guys continue to help us out by being, goodwill ambassadors for Retroblasting, that would be huge. I hope some of you will come see me at Greenville Retro Toy Con coming up in November. It's late November. Greenville, South Carolina, Retro Toy Con. I'm going to be there for the first time at the same event with Pixel Dan. I don't know if that'll interest any of you. Some people have said, oh, that could be interesting. These guys are polar opposites in the toy space. I don't really know what that means, but I'll be interested to find out. I mean, I know that Pixel Dan and I are very different, but I don't exactly see us getting in the ring and punching it out. I don't have a problem with Pixel Dan. So I've talked too long. This is becoming an afternoon message if I'm not careful. But I've got a lot of fun stuff coming up. I'm working hard today on the next video, which will be Doctor Who, which hopefully will drop real soon. I would like to have this done by Sunday for you guys, honestly, because I got to get that Halloween video done too. So, yeah, if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to reach out. I try to answer all the messages as fast as I can. Direct messages on Patreon are also useful if you need to reach me. But yeah, hope you guys are geared up for a great weekend, and I'll talk to you later.